It is the long weekend of Before You Weekend. For some people, it's Heritage Day, and for some people, it's Braai Day because they don't have culture. But anyway, we're not going to discuss that. Welcome once again to another edition of Before You Weekend. It is I, TK, with Calvin and Ellen. How's everyone doing?
Hey
What is it
guys,
going to
hey
do? What's
guys.
happening? What's up? What's going on?
Load
Mm.
shedding's happening, but we can't complain anymore because people unsubscribe if they keep hearing the same complaint.
Actually, when was the last time you had load shedding?
What?
Just answer my question.
Yesterday, I think, I don't know.
Nah?
I have
What's
a call.
happening? Who's
I
Yes.
have.
trying to bribe who?
Wait, are you guys saying you don't have load shedding?
No.
No. Not necessarily that. I'm in between. I'm in between. Am I getting used to it? Like, is it normal? And did it happen? Or did it happen and I just didn't notice it? Because that's just life right now.
See, now ANC is gonna gaslight you. Next year they're gonna go, you didn't have load shedding, you turned your lights off. Don't blame us. But vote ANC. All right. So before we get into the Bride Day and the African clothing, should we talk about the main thing that's in the news right now? Mrs. Jackie Pomote, the author. The author of Bear.
Oh, hectic. Barry. Barry.
Oh, I TK
Look,
shame.
let
You
me
you
say,
on a roll.
I just want to say this. That title of the book is so solid, actually.
You think so?
Because, yes, because bear basically kind of would be um, kind of another word to go for like if you're naked and like you kind of transparent, bear. And then also bare, rumor has it.
Yep.
I thought it was such a great title.
I didn't think about it like that. Do you think she intentionally
I
thought of it
don't
like that?
know, actually. Yeah.
You and I have had personal interactions with this author. I don't think, and I'm not trying to disrespect her in any way, I don't think she would have thought that.
I keep forgetting to ask that because it's something I've wondered since the book dropped actually.
You know what answer you're gonna get. You're gonna go, you know what? I did think of that. I did create that all myself.
Okay, put me on. What's going on? Because I did see her name pop up on the trends list. I don't know what's going on.
So Basitsana took her to or sued her 5 years ago for making allegations alluding to her
Yes,
husband.
yes.
If correct me if I'm wrong, Elon. Hopefully you have information. She basically said her husband was part of some sex thing, or her husband wanted to have sex with another man, and I don't know if that's part of the
Yeah.
book or she put that on social media. But basically,
Both.
Basitsana said we're not going to
Yeah.
stand for this. And 5 years later, they got the justice they wanted because they proved that none of this was true. You're making
Yeah.
all these allegations, and now because of that, the sentence, the consequence isn't just sorry, isn't being fined. It's her going to jail, uh, which is hectic. Imagine social media posts to drive can drive you to prison. Now you're up there next to murderers and Oscar Pistorius, and he has to ask you, "What did you do?" I took four
Yeah.
shots. I said something on Twitter.
Wow, I took a shot. Wow, TK. Oh my gosh.
So you're in jail
Shots
because
were
of social media
fired.
posts.
Oh wow.
She had it in the book. I remember she had it in the book, and then but I think in the book she never dropped the name.
Yeah.
And then, but on the TL, she kind of went a little bit more direct, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
Yeah, like you kind of could tell who she was talking about more so in the tweets, and in a conversation or whatever. And also, she did like a whole PR run. So at any point, it's that tricky thing when you think you're invincible because apparently you're telling the truth,
yeah, yeah.
right? Like, but it's the truth. How? But it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean come out and talk like that about people. And the problem is that's not a truth that you can prove easily, I guess. Also, let me rather say
Mm.
that. So unless you've got like I've got a tape, I've got pictures, I've got, you know,
Mm.
unless you have that type of evidence, most of the stuff, I think let me rather say, half of the stuff that's in the book is experience, the other half is hearsay.
Yeah.
I think my question.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ellen. Did you want to say something before I ask this question?
No. You can carry on.
The consequence for false information on social media, do you think it should be worth prison? And this for everyone who's watching, like, should you go to jail for making an accusation or making a statement that could be problematic? I mean, and I'm asking this to say, then, should we hold the entire world accountable then for the little things you say, even if it's a joke and it's just a joke, but on the receiving end, that joke could be interpreted as someone's truth? Should there be consequences such as jail, or should it just be like a financial consequence? I don't think jail is makes sense if you're saying something on a public platform. It's a bit weird for me. Yes, pay the price, but it shouldn't be jail.
I don't think that that people who are affected by people who just say stuff online, I don't think that it's fair that it affects them in such a way that they decide to commit suicide. That's not, nobody says anything about that. So it doesn't matter if you think that it's not worth a jail sentence. There's people that are dying. There's people that are losing their livelihoods because of false allegations, right? So I think that is worthy of jail time. If you've got the guts to just freedom of speech, here I am, and you're typing away, just because you're allowed to. What about the people that lose their lives? What about people that lose their livelihoods because of your freedom?
Okay, that's a good point.
Okay, remember when we spoke about the guy who committed suicide?
Because of that high school goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that, yeah. I think essentially maybe the determination, because you've got, defamation of character is a real thing, right? But that's like a civil case, right? Civil lawsuit type case, and you can get monetary return for that, for that damage. So I think based on even what like Ellen is saying, excuse me, what from what Ellen is saying is like, maybe depending on that outcome, we can then talk about jail conversation, like the results of what you've said.
Yeah.
Because then, like Ellen is saying, like then you can just come out and just say whatever, and that's kind of like the problem, is that people feel like I have freedom of speech. It's my Twitter, it's my Instagram, it's my whatever. I can say what I want. The problem is you can say what you want about yourself. That's perfectly fine, great. But you can't come out and say what you want about other people, and then it affects. Then what you say affects their lives, and that's okay.
So then, should Lerato Moloi be walking free after her allegations, despite
Absolutely,
what the
absolutely not.
You think she deserves prison for what she did?
Let me, without saying too much, talk about how difficult it is to get up and walk into a police station. We all know how difficult it is to talk to another man about what happened to you sexually, right? What happened to you physically. How to talk to another man and try to justify that. And this is just for arguments. I say that, well, Calvin patted me on my backside, and this is now in HR. He patted me on my backside, and you're talking to another man as a woman, right? We all know that that's very difficult. It's difficult on its own to do that, to walk into a police station and to face other men and talk about your ordeal. What makes it even worse is talking to another woman, right? Because even women, they want to know, okay, so what were you wearing? Did you entice him? Did you, X, Y, and Z? So we already know how difficult that is. So for people who take this very lightly, trying to prove rape, trying to prove harassment is hard enough as it is without being further violated by the law. It's hard enough as it is. So for people that take it so lightly, just because I've got gripe with you, or I'm gonna get and then get away with it. No, I think that there should be another case now on trying to prove, because we don't say that, okay, since you weren't found, the accused or the supposed or alleged perpetrator wasn't found guilty, it doesn't mean that you were lying. So now let's try and find the truth. Were you actually telling a lie? Right? We established that it wasn't the truth. So now we need to prove that you were lying. Okay?
Oh,
If
okay.
it wasn't done in
Yeah.
that case, and then she must go to jail. So we can't just say because he's not guilty, therefore
Yeah.
you must go to jail. They must prove which she was lying.
Yes, I got you.
And then she must definitely, because for all of those women who go through so
Yes,
much of
that's my thing.
ordeals,
Yeah,
it's
it
not fair.
messes with that. It really does mess
Okay.
with the balance of people that really go through that type of stuff for real. Like, yo,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, my thing, there should be consequences, and like I said, if someone coming out and saying something crazy on a public platform or whatever causes somebody harm physically or death, then there should be the consequences that match that.
Yeah.
If you can correlate the two, obviously, which is also to what Ellen is saying, like now we've proven, or we've kind of been, we're not able to prove that you did it, but now can we prove that you lied?
Mm.
No, which is the other side of it. So
Mm.
yeah,
Okay, I get that. It's tricky, man. Because in my head, I would think for like the Jackie Pomote issue, maybe it's not deserving of jail. Maybe it's deserving of a very hefty financial fine. But
I agree.
like Larato Molloy case, yes, maybe for something like that, that's definitely with jail. Especially if you're calling, especially if you're saying using rape as the charge, and it wasn't true. Um, unless in Jackie's case, unless the way Basana's husband lost out was like money, a reputation,
Yeah.
maybe then we can consider jail. But I don't think
I
JJ
still
was
think,
the.
I still think in this here case, specifically for this one, I do think jail is a little hectic because it didn't, for me, like well, I guess to our knowledge, let's rather say, the the damage might have not been as intense as say a Toilet
Yeah.
because Toilet has never been able to step on another stage since, has never been able to, outside of his own show which he had but that was contractual, been able to do other work that is significant to the brand that he created, as we knew it, you know. um that's what I'm saying, to our knowledge. So maybe for Romeo Khumalo did become a thing of kind of losing business, with certain business partners, certain big business deals, etc. Maybe like you're looking at damage worth in the millions. If that's the case, then I guess that's a tricky situation because you could have, in the world of finance, in the world, like in the economy situation, world of Wall Street and all of that stuff, there are incidences where people plant false information to tank a company's value. That's the thing. And if you're
Yeah.
found of doing that, that is an actual crime.
Mm.
Yeah.
With that being said, maybe I should start suing people.
What?
I'm sure my name's been. I'm sure my name has gone through some that I can make money out of.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Oh, for sure. You can, I'm sure you can make a cool 500,000. Yeah, now.
So if you're
1
watching and
million.
you've used my name in vain, please let me know so I can sue you.
It's the please let me know. It's the please let me know so I can sue you, part.
Burna Boy, guys, I don't know. I feel like laughing, but at the same time, I feel like jobs are being lost. So for those guys who don't know, in South
No,
Africa,
TJ, jobs are not being lost. Jobs, everything's fine.
everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Okay, so Burna Boy is supposed to come in South Africa to do a concert at the FNB Stadium. They cancelled it. It was first postponed, I think, a day or two ago, and now it's been updated that it's cancelled. It's not happening. Someone said AKA is fighting from his grave.
Wow, guys.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
How are you you guys
Look,
feeling about that?
I'm in
Because
the yeah, like um look, I just think people need to understand like SA's market, just generally, like obviously you gotta do your research properly and get the right team to do moves like that. Um I do think it
100%.
wasn't well approached. It wasn't well approached. You don't just decide to put Burna Boy in a
You
stadium,
don't.
like, yeah, yeah.
I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think, Calvin, you probably have a bigger understanding, but also want to hear from you, Ellen. I feel like there was an arrogance Burner came with the assumption that if you see my name, you will buy tickets because that's the momentum he's in, which is beautiful. It's happening outside of whatever. It's probably happening in Nigeria and in America. People love him, but in South Africa, it's so hard to do a stadium filling event that even Casper's not hasn't been doing it. Hasn't been doing it for the past few years because it's like it's costly. You don't
Taxing.
just come a month.
Yeah.
You don't just come a month before and go, guys, we're doing the stadium. It doesn't work like that. Even he knows that. It takes a whole year to build up to that. And I don't know when this event was announced, but like, yeah, you're
Yeah,
not.
but
We don't
in
even ride like that for our own.
in Burner's defense, it wasn't him. So there's an entity that
Mm.
essentially decided to put the show together, and the proposal essentially was, it's so there's two ways of doing big shows like this. It's either the artist by themselves will decide in their tour that they'll have this leg and bring it to F&B, and they'll, with whichever sponsor that they're running with, whichever brand partner, that they'll come to think almost like, let's say, the Casper way, right? That format, like you're doing it yourself, quote unquote, right? Then there's a uh, ticket like Live Nations, big concerts will, there's the Glen 21 company. They'll say, we're doing this thing. They'll gather the funding, whatever. They'll propose it to the artist and pay the artist his fee.
Oh, okay.
And they'll put together, because then they take the risk and the cost to put it together. And
Okay.
all we asking you as Burna Boy is to come to the show, to do your set, tell us your tech right, tell us how you want to do the set, tell us how long you want to do the set, and then you back us up in terms of marketing to tell people that you are coming,
Yeah.
right? And they pick the date. Based on what? Based on what happened last year at Delicious Fest.
But that's my issue. Yes, you can't bend someone else's event to go, that's enough data to say we can do 70,000 seats. I don't think that's the science. I think that's a bad miscalculation. It's an embarrassing miscalculation.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, Delicious Fest was bad. Last
Yeah.
year's Delicious Fest was bad, but you must understand, like for them as well. It's like they need to understand that they going against they're going against there's certain events that are almost entrenched, you know, in our psyche as the outside community or whatever. Um, I say like you can't compete with like a a Cotton Fest, a Rockin' the Daisies, a Joburg Day, Gagasi FM's the Gagasi show. I just forgot what it's called. The one they hold
Aggressive
annually.
Fest, yeah.
The Gagasi Fest, excuse me, yeah. Or Fact Durban Rocks. You those are type of events you can't compete with, because it's almost like, as much as last year happened the way it did, it's like, okay, hopefully they fix it this time. Let's go again. And this time we won't do that. And this time we won't do this. We'll do this time. But it's Delicious Fest. And you know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that day, especially if you like the daytime conversation, because you're not a night going out at night type of person. So the people that struggled, or the people that were trying to go at night because that's what they go do. They go at night and whatever. We were fine
Yeah.
because we went during the day. We went in at 11 a.m. We got ourselves our seats, picnic vibes or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So, ah, you can't just come out and do that. And they tried it. They tried it. And I think the cancellation came because it put Burner in a bad position. It made Burner look bad. And I
I
think,
mean, rumor is
yeah,
the rumor true yet that they only sold 1,500 tickets?
nah, they sold a lot more than that.
Okay, because I
But
was gonna.
it still wasn't enough in a pool of what, 90. Well, the floor takes 60,000, so in a pool of 60 they still didn't sell enough.
Yeah. Okay. Because if the rumor was true, then that's you must just move the event to a church, and someone's church can. They've got all the electronics for you.
Sorry, do you know what's interesting about this whole exercise? It's like, it's a big indicator, and I think just for those who catch this type of conversation when you're in like the eventing space or whatever, just because you have a name doesn't mean it sells. You literally have
Yes.
to do the whole prep over like months or whatever the case is, because also in an economy where we can't just buy things, the ticket
Yeah.
sales for Burner show is not 250, not 250 rand.
How much were the tickets?
Um, Give me 2 seconds. I forgot this.
Ellen, are you a Burna fan?
I wanted to go. I'm not like a diehard, but guys, we established already when I say that nobody moves me to put on a bra and leave my house. I'm not I'm not Justin J. But I actually thought about it. I really did contemplate going to his concert. But the prices, I was like, guys, these
Mm,
prices, who do they think they're selling to?
mm.
Yeah, so you're looking at
Even like as a treat to myself, I was like, it's not, I can't afford it.
you're averaging between 800 rand and essentially 2,000. That's obviously that will depend where you're sitting. So the closer you go, the higher that price will go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the thing I want to ask you and everyone who's watching. I feel like, and I don't know if this happens in other countries, like especially like America, because they also have festivals. It almost feels like there's I don't know how to put it. Like, we all now the events are competing with each other. There's no collaboration. Like, we got DSTV. So what was gonna happen was DSTV, Burna, Comic Con, and I forgot whatever other big events happening all on the same weekend.
Same weekend.
And it's like, wait, but people are layered. The same people who love the food festival probably like Burna. They probably want to go
Yeah,
to both. And if you
yeah.
stagger them correctly, you can have everyone can win. It doesn't matter where you are in this event organization industry. I feel like everyone's shooting themselves in the foot trying to compete with who can get the biggest audience and celebrate that. I don't think that's well planned. It's not the first time this happens. I think last year spring as well. It's like everyone said this is going to be our important weekend because our audience is going to come. That same audience likes other things too.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one to navigate. I will say that it is a tricky one to navigate because you have only, what is it? I think 3 or 4 pockets that you can really run events in, and then it also depends on the size of your event. So you base it on the days, on the periods that people have money and people will spend money. That's most important, right? So when you have shows like that big, that's why it goes over like this weekend. Or then you're also looking at the fact that there's going to be other shows. There's going to be another stack next weekend. So you're kind of just taking your best L in essence. But for the most part, it is like okay, but Comic Con, people that go to Comic Con are not necessarily the ones that go to Delicious Fest. But I think your percentage ratio is greater. In hindsight, it's greater as in you have more people that would prefer to go to a Comic Con than Delicious Fest, than the latter, than to say that half your percentage is sitting at Delicious Fest type of conversation. So
Yeah.
for them, they don't feel like they'll take that L like that. But when you have a Delicious Fest and a Burner Boy, that becomes a clash. But hence why we said we know why they did it like that, or they tried to do it like that.
I don't know, guys. I feel like there could be some, the, I don't know, event intelligence. I don't know how to phrase it, but you can't. There's some events you just can't put on top of each other. It's plus also Rugby World Cup. you could have easily done Delicious Fest and done your fan festival thing at Delicious, and then moved your artist to something else. Like, I don't know, it doesn't look like it's making sense. Yes, I understand we are in the world of business. People are trying to make their money, but there should be a smart way to approach it.
Yeah, I hear you, but I think just if you sit in the dynamics, like in actual detail, you realize it's a lot more trickier to figure out, bro. It's a lot more trickier. It's like there's not that much room to navigate like that.
Yeah,
There's not that much room. There actually isn't.
I get that. I get that.
You in a calendar, when you have a big event, you've got less dates to work with. The bigger your event, the less dates you have to work with.
Understood.
You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just those dynamics.
Let's quickly go to the Rugby World Cup. I feel like it's a good time to be a South African because we are winning in everything.
I done told you we have some of the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
Literally.
But like, so first of all, let's start with Springboks. In case you're not following the Rugby World Cup, South Africa beat Romania 76-0. I feel like it was a practice day.
Yeah, most definitely.
However, Ireland is coming next week, and I feel like that's the only team to kind of be scared of. What else happened? The female Springbok team also won against, I forgot what the country was. It's like a women's rugby tournament thing. Won 35-3. Cricket, we won. I think we beat Australia in a one-day international. I don't know what the score was. The only place we lost is the Rugby Sevens Cup. We lost to Kenya. Kenya is now the world champions of the Rugby Sevens. In case you don't know, Kenya is killing it in rugby. That's their national sport. Like, they're bigger. Yeah, rugby. I was also surprised. Like, oh, it's rugby? Yeah, they are doing very well in rugby.
Oh, is this new? Is this like a new team that they have?
No, they've been in this.
Kenya has not been in the top 5, TK. So I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? If I name the top 5 right now, Kenya's not in the top 5 best rugby.
They beat South Africa, is what I'm telling you. They beat South Africa.
That's fine. That's cute. Niggas have off days too, right? We got a whole.
It was just an off day for us.
It was an off
That's
day.
What Calvin's saying. It wasn't anything.
And we don't have one World Cup. We've got multiple World Cups, my brother.
So you're basically saying Kenya catch us outside. How about that?
I mean, you feel me? Catch us in front. How about that? You know?
Yeah, there's only one African team in the World Cup. You can beat us here. What?
Listen. I mean, it was good for them, you know. Shout out to them for that one. You know, just some good morale for the team.
I mean, it feels good, and this is the weird thing. I feel like it's almost like as South Africa, emotionally, we put our everything into sports because everyone else is feeding us. It's our bosses, it's our government, it's buildings on fire. So we don't just come in being the best. We come in being the most angry and most frustrated, and that's why we're probably overperforming.
I get that. Which would make sense.
But now the pressure's all on them. I don't know if you guys have seen like the BTS footage and the footage that's going out on TikTok. Like, I don't know the rugby players' names. I don't really follow rugby like that. But one of the guys is like motivating the team. Now in movies when it's a sports movie and the captain or the coach is always saying something deep or motivational, and it always sounds great in the movie. That guy wasn't trying to sound like he's part of Hollywood. He was cussing everyone out, saying we're going to show them why we're the effing best. Like, yo, you can hear
which game was this? Before the game with Romania?
I think it was the first game. He said the whole world is against us. They want to see us lose, but we're going to show them why we're the effing best. Yeah. I was like, yo, yeah, but and the thing is, when you say it with an Afrikaans accent, it doesn't sound motivational. It sounds like we're going to war. It sounds like 1990. The state of emergency is coming back.
Wow.
I'm serious.
Wow.
It was intense. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So Black is going, yes, boss.
Yeah.
Guys, I've had a previous Afrikaans boss who said that speaking Afrikaans is like having a grater against your tongue. So let's just, charge it to the language. They aren't very angry people. But yeah, man, I think we are second guessed in everything that we do. There's nothing that when they look at South Africa, they say that, you know what, you better come correct. And I mean, clearly and obviously, time and time again, we've given them reason. South Africa has given the world reason not to take us seriously, you know.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean?
Like our government, our men, you understand?
Okay,
like,
wait a minute. So yes, like
we have given the world reason not to take us seriously in any way. So
I'm a piano.
that's why we always fighting. Hey, sorry?
I'm a piano.
They just take it and then make it theirs. They just take it and make it theirs. It belongs to America. It belongs to Nigeria. It belongs to whoever else. It's all of a Sunday. I once saw a TikTok with Nigerian dancers doing one of the South African, and it originated here. But then, you know, the Nigeria versus whatever, and it wasn't even Nigeria versus South Africa. It was Nigeria versus some other country, and then Nigeria did a South African dance, and I'm like, dance is dance, music is music, fine, it's universal, but that ain't yours. You know, you guys didn't come up with that, so please, like, respect us.
I don't know. No, continue. Continue the argument.
They can't. There's no way that they can say that Amapiano is theirs, right? But because we are such a
wave. Everybody, this is my boss. Wait. Okay, the boss says don't call me that.
Who that? Hi everyone.
If you, this is we'll be done in a few minutes.
No, thank you.
She's as shady as me. Don't worry, guys.
I'm nice.
My thing is this:
the lady to wash our things.
How are people supposed to respect us when we can't respect ourselves? How, Sway?
Wait, Calvin, let me actually ask. I want you to. Do you guys think we're respected as South Africans?
I don't know.
By the world.
All of a sudden, now we don't know.
By other countries, right? I don't think so. I think it's something that we've lost over time, slowly but surely, like on a slippery slope. Like,
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Government structure, for sure. I think everything else, like even when you look at Africa, people look at, we still are the Western.
No, we're not. TK, have you sat with a group of Congolese people or Nigerians or Ghanaians and had a conversation about essay? We're a joke, bro, because we don't respect ourselves.
Thank you.
We don't.
Yeah, I agree with you. We don't respect ourselves.
I had this chat. I remember this last chat I had with Marcel, Church BKLM.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a chat with him, and he was like, that's what he was. I don't know how we got to it, but he was like, I think it might have been during the whole AKA and Burna Boy thing. It might have been. And we were maybe talking about it. Yeah, and it was just like, but also at the same time, it's like, we don't stand, we don't, like that whole thing of like just standing together, and it has nothing to do with the fact that you're in that space or you benefiting from the space. The fact that it has an SA flag on it should be enough. Like, should be enough. And honest to God, Nigeria does move like that. In hindsight, not that they perfect, because yes, they do have their bad for sure. But the reason why the biggest acts, the top 4 biggest acts in this continent are Nigeria. Top 4.
Yeah, but I mean, Nigeria is the media hub of Africa. We know this. This has been like that for years. They make the most money.
You're not getting that. You're not getting the fact that we have 3 Nigerians that are filling up stadiums around the world. 3 Nigerians.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like that. Like, look at that. And that's in other countries, not just in Nigeria in itself. These guys are going to the UK, and yes, we are talking about the whole thing of Nigerians moving to the UK, etc. But even that in itself, we're saying that you're going to a whole other country and you're still not being diluted in who you are at the core. Because Wizkid had to do 3 nights in a row at the O2 Arena. That's facts. That's in the record. You get what I'm saying? So it is a whole chat, dog. It really is. We do say this thing about, Caucasians in South Africa where it's like, yo, it's Heritage Day, but now it's called Pride Day. And that's because they don't have culture and whatever. We're also becoming a little bit questionable. We are. We're becoming a
Speak on
little
the
bit
Heritage
Yeah.
Day thing. Let's speak
Yeah,
on the Heritage Day.
I mean,
Can
we've
go down
spoken
the
about
rabbit
it.
hole.
We spoke about it before, We did. We spoke about this, the Heritage Day. I don't even know how it came up in that episode, but we spoke about it, and it's like we're gonna go into this weekend, and maybe that becomes the exercise. You count how many people you see wearing a heritage attires. You count it. Like, let's come in the next episode and say my count was this.
I think we're going to see a lot of people wearing African clothing.
Okay,
remember,
cool.
in South Africa, that's the only time we.
I'm
consider
glad you're so
the
optimistic.
celebration.
I'm very glad. I'm happy, TK. Let's go. So that's what we're gonna do in the next episode, right? The next episode, we're gonna come back and say, okay, on this weekend, Heritage Day, this is how many outfits I spotted.
Wait. Okay, maybe I should ask you guys this then. Do you guys have African clothing that you
But
actually wear?
that's what I
on
said.
the
We
daily?
spoke about this. We did. Like, and I said, because I asked you guys that, like, do you guys have fits or whatever the case is? It's almost why I messed with kind of what's the brand, TK, the one that you were creative director for. Chepa, there we go.
Chepa, yeah.
Right? Chepa, that's why I was drawn to it so quick off the bat. Because my in a modern conversation, I also feel like, yes, you have the traditional prints themselves, because they represent the culture and the tradition, the prints. But you don't have to be stuck to the attire in how it was. You don't have to be stuck in that. And I think to a certain degree is like that's where we kind of got stuck and we couldn't kind of think past that, and therefore it's not cool enough. Right? Where I don't know if myself or Ellen mentioned, like, in whichever countries, like that's regular wear. Nigeria, like that the traditional way is like they wear. Like, I think in Burkina Faso, their tradition is gonna be the school uniform now. The school uniform, the pattern or whatever, but in blue, in a school uniform type color. So we don't have stuff like that, and I'm saying it doesn't have to be in a quote unquote, yes, maybe let's say old boring form, but what Chipper's done with the print combination is so dope, because that's what I had imagined or reimagined embracing traditional pieces to look like. So not take it away or not go at it at all, just reimagine it.
Okay, so then maybe I should ask you and those who are watching, if you were to, I guess you're given the brief to kind of reframe what Heritage Day or Heritage Weekend is supposed to be, what would it look like for you? Ellen?
It definitely, and it's just unfortunately because, well, fortunately, the box are, in the World Cup, but unfortunately, it has nothing to do with wearing a Springbok jersey.
100%,
At all.
I agree.
Thank you, Ellen.
It doesn't look green and yellow.
No.
It does not look green and yellow.
Nope.
So what I envision this weekend to be, I think there's actually one show where they encourage people to come in their traditional way. I just can't remember whose concert it is, but they encouraged the people that were attending to please come in their traditional way, which I was like, hey, that's amazing. That's, it's good, but I don't understand why we need to be enticed, why it needs to be part of, this is the entryway or whatever. Like just do it. And even if nobody else does it, just do it, because it's a part of of who you are. And on that note, Chippa, there's a rider biker jacket that I really, really want. Anyway, I'll order one. I just want people to comfortably find
Did
their
you get
voice,
flowers?
comfortably find who you are as a South African,
Yeah.
culturally.
Mm.
So please don't say, I'm comfortable and I want to wear my linen shirt and, girl, no, boy, no. You are comfortable in your traditional way. Put something on. It's just that, today was today and I couldn't find, I had an intent to dress up at least, but I didn't want to be late again. So that's the only reason why. But trust
Wait,
and
so
believe, I will make it a point to at least for the next month prove that I will put something on that
Let's
shows
go, Ellen. I
that
like
I am
it.
proud to be Black South African.
Yes, with freaking 10 traditions in one country. Wow.
Yeah,
Nine
all of
because you
them.
don't count the other guys.
should we put that commitment on Instagram?
What you want to put on Instagram?
Yeah.
What
So
you
you're
want to
gonna
put there?
you're gonna wear traditional clothing for the next few episodes during this Heritage Month. Is that what you're committing to?
Bet.
Okay.
I will.
Okay, so here's my thing. To kind of come off your question as well, I was like, because I always complain about the proudly South African thing, and I'll tie to that. Here's the thing. The basics of proudly South African is every household and every institution in this country must have the South African flag visible in the household. That should
It's
be
very
Yeah.
the
patriotic.
foundation of it.
Okay.
Then, when it comes to Heritage Day and reimagining, in line with that, on Heritage Day, every school, institution, and this is more primary and high school. So remember how Civics Day is like, oh, niggas are so passionate about Civics Day. Be passionate about Heritage Day. Be passionate about that. You get me?
Yeah.
So now at school level, when you already introduce it at a school level, and already now when we start running our own company and business, we already understand what Heritage Day looks like. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But then at some stage right now, because nobody's doing that, nobody's putting it as like, yo, all schools on Heritage Day must do this because that's what we're teaching our kids. That's what we're teaching our kids. And if we're teaching that to our kids, then the parents will follow suit to be like, oh, that's what we're teaching our kids. So even when I go to work, I'm also dressing up because then we do the matching content. Now on Heritage Day on the Friday, everybody's posting their matching content as a family because they're going out as the Zulu family or the Spady family or the. You get what I'm saying? That's how it should go down.
But if you do that in schools, we're gonna have another rhetorical situation, and now some Afrikaans Karen is gonna arrest some child for wearing clothes of culture that they don't have because they don't have culture, and that'll be another interesting thing
No,
to see.
everybody has something. I think another thing that Black people need to stop
What do
doing.
Afrikaans people have? When we say everyone has
No,
something,
let's
What's
go.
that,
they
guy?
don't know what Afrikaans people
They
wear.
must
I
wear
want to ask that question.
the
What's
khaki
that,
fit.
guy?
They must wear the khaki fits, boy. Then you come
That's
with
not
it.
culture.
Hey,
No, that's not even
that's not
cultural.
your culture.
That is
TK.
the uniform
That's
yako
not your
plastic.
culture.
It helps
TK.
to keep them cool. No, that's
TK,
not
it's not your
cultural.
culture. Their culture.
Go and find
Exactly.
They don't regard
Goro
that as
Osa,
culture.
guy.
You don't regard it as
Go
culture.
find where
They
you
do.
come from.
They wear it with pride.
You come from Holland, you come from Ireland, you've got roots in wherever. Find where you come from. Ne? Search. You've got 9 months, 8
You want
months
to tell that
to
race
search
to
and
go
find out
do
where you come
work.
from.
You want to
And
go
go and
tell
put
that
on your
race to go
kilt.
work. They won't work. They don't like that. They give it to us to do the job for them. They're not gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna take 10 months.
No,
work.
but also in light of that, on the flip side of that is that it also encourages them being a part of, right? Because
Okay.
I don't. The other thing with the Heritage Day thing is like, it's what, and I like the way Ellen said it. I kind of because I was listening out just for that specifically. It's like it doesn't mean embrace your tradition and culture. It's Heritage Day in South Africa. It's not Heritage Day in your culture and your tradition. So yes, in the beginning you maybe
That's
might
fair.
wear your attire or whatever, but then the following year do a Zulu attire. The following year do a phone your friend and say, yo, how can I rock this fit?
Yeah.
On Friday I need to come with something. You the vendor brood. What's the vendor combo saying?
It's a good idea.
You get what I'm saying? And now you also get to learn, like, oh, these are vendor prints. Oh, these are Ndebele prints like this. Oh, Matosa's coming like that. You get what I'm saying? And now for our, our Caucasian brothers and sisters, you feel me? They can partake in that interaction.
So, guys, if you have $500,000, please give it to Calvin so he can develop a campaign for South Africa on how we do.
I need proudly South African to give me that check. Freaking hell. What are they doing?
That's a good idea.
Proudly South African stickers on food. And niggas ain't got... Dog, your school doesn't have a flag. The building you're in right now doesn't have an SA flag. If I say go find the SA flag for me right now, you cannot find it.
Wait, hold on.
Let's go.
Do we have a South African flag in here? Damn it.
You don't.
I know for a fact you guys don't have. I drove past that place many times. No flag. No flag.
It's a whole thing. It should be like a whole thing, man. And every year or every 2 years or every 5 years, again, you can go to your nearest post office or your nearest whatever and get a flag, a clean, big flag to replace the old one. It should be a thing. Why do you think America looks the way it looks, guys? There's no way you're in America for 5 seconds and not spotting the American flag.
Yeah.
This is why.
What does that mean, TK?
Everyone knows what this is. Sometimes you don't want to say it. Sometimes you gotta save yourself.
I think you starting also you.
I hope everyone who watches this actually understands. You must watch with an attitude of banter. Don't come for a serious debate. It's Friday, guys. We're trying to breathe.
We're serious people.
They just side-eyed you.
Like we are serious here. We are very serious.
Sorry, Calvin, you were saying?
No. I was gonna ask, have you guys watched the Mendoza biopic?
No.
No, where is it?
It's playing on BET.
Okay. So you'll tell me what happens.
I'm so disappointed now. It's shots, excuse me. I'm so disappointed. Like, come on, guys.
Do we know who the director is?
I don't want to say names, though. I'm on a public platform. I'm a public figure. I can't say names.
And you actually are a public figure. Do we know the person?
Text me. I'll say it. Nobody knows me.
Yeah, no, dude. I was just disappointed in how it was shot because I just feel like if you're gonna do anything on like anybody that's got iconic status, doesn't matter which space they're in, you really wanna, and especially like now, like it's very easy for you to get at least like a good quality production, you know.
For sure.
But it just looks like they were trying to save money, shoot this thing. So it's the whole reenactment thing. But it looks bad, dude. Like, I don't even know what to say it looks like.
Who plays Mendoza?
He's an actor face now. He's on a lot of like the Zulu shows, Zulu series and stuff. I just don't know him by name like that, but I know his face. Yeah. He has done well for himself, for sure. And I'm not mad at him. Like, I'm not mad at him. The production makes him look bad. The production is done bad. The production looks like a group assignment at AFDA or Boston Media. That's what it looks like. And that's my problem. I am upset about it because of that. It's Mendoza, dog. That's Mendoza, man. That's not just a guy who did Kwaito. It's not a guy who did music in SA. You know, once upon a time there was this SA artist. No, bro. I was so upset, bro, watching that episode. I was confused the whole time. And then I was at my parents' house when I was watching it. So I was with my parents and my young brother. And my mother's like, on Facebook, the reviews were saying, people kept making jokes saying it looked like it's shot with a phone. That's what the people are saying, bro. That's what the people are saying. And I'm like, no ways, guys.
That's bad.
Like, Nah, I'm very disappointed, dog. I really am. The storyline is the storyline, of course. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you telling the story. That's cool. And I think the second part I was thinking, like, I'm like, because young kids, you want to kind of educate young kids too. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we are in a visual generation. Like we're in an IG, TikTok, Netflix original series generation. You cannot half do that because my brother's not watching that just because it don't even look good. He's not watching it. So forget him knowing the
Yeah.
story of my daughter. Forget about it. He's not gonna. He's not.
That's a good point. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
yeah. I guess when it comes to telling our own story, there is a responsibility, if that's the correct word, to make sure
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not just told accurately, but like done well. And I guess that's why that's why people can give so much credit to the Shaka
Thank
story.
you for
Um,
sure.
but so far, the only thing I've heard regarding the Shaka story is apparently history says like Shaka Zulu was never dark skinned. Apparently, it was actually light skinned, and he had a
That's
beard.
fine. That's
So it's
fine.
like, okay, that's interesting.
So
And then what?
and then what?
Was
How
the
does that
story
change the narrative?
authentic?
Yeah. How does
Was
that
it,
affect the narrative?
Okay,
How?
but now to
guys,
your point,
we pick on things that really don't matter.
No, that doesn't
Really.
matter. I don't think that lands anywhere in the conversation.
this is the same conversation that ties in with, oh, but if the Jesus story is told with him being a black person, is there any argument then?
Which I get that because I hear it because I get what the argument is about the representation of Jesus, but because historically when we tell the story we know where Jesus was from. I'm just like, yo, we're just showing a light skinned person of color. It's just a light skinned person of color. That's it for me. It's not like I'm not like it's white Jesus or Caucasian Jesus from Europe or whatever. No, because that's not accurate. It's not even where the man was born.
Mm, mm,
You get what I'm saying? So
mm.
if you're gonna sit and really argue tones in this conversation, you're missing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the Jesus conversation, you're missing it. In the Saga conversation, whether it's light skin or dark skin, that nowhere in the narrative matters. Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
I get
Whether
that.
he protected the nation or not, or he gave up the land or not, see, that's the stuff that matters. Like who killed who, yeah, who took that stuff matters. Was
Yeah.
that represented right? Was that told light skin, dark skin, bro? Come on, man. We're talking about stuff that really don't matter, man.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know where my mind went there, but imagine telling a whole lot of light skinned people, Shaka Zulu is actually light skinned. I want to see if their faces glow up and go, what, tell me more. Or do they go, so it doesn't matter.
They'll be like, yeah, exactly. You feel me? Exactly. That's how I be.
But
That's how
you
I
know
be.
what, TK? This is exactly what we need, right? And it ties into that whole the rest of the world doesn't take us for BS, you know? It's because it's as if we need some sort of confidence, assurance. I don't know what it is. We've got it, especially as a black nation, we've got it. But we just need to be injected with some boost of something, right? So what you're saying, if somebody has to go to light-skinned people, light-skinned black people or people of color and say, hey, did you know that Chaka was actually light-skinned? And it gives them this sort of pep in their step and it makes them roll their shoulders back and sit up a bit and, get off their knees, then perhaps we should do that.
Off their knees, is what you said.
That's what she said. She said off their knees.
I said that. I said South Africa needs to get off its knees.
Okay.
We need to get, not as if I don't stay here or I'm not South African.
Yeah.
We need to get off our knees. Because like the story with Umandoza, we've got this thing of, it's all right, right, shame. Somebody offers you something and it's substandard. This is not something you're used to. It's not something that you would normally accept. But because we are black and we are, everything is, it's okay, hayi bandla shem siyabonga, and then you take
Yeah,
it, you know. The
yeah.
person who, how did it make it past all of those people that, you know,
Yo,
come with the whole
yo,
industry? How did they
Ellen.
say it's all
Oh
right,
my
it's all right,
God.
right?
And
And
when you look at it, sorry, when you look at it, TK, it's dope for a presentation. Like if they presented that and said this is what it would look like, then we go, okay, cool. Let's take it to the level. We'll keep exactly what you had here. The way you wanted the mother to come this way, the kids to do that. We'll keep all of that, but we'll take it here. We'll
yeah,
commission a proper production to make it crisp and to represent the standard, something that we can all be proud of. To be like, yo, guys, you gotta check out that Mandela biopic. Because
like the people that are really making waves in South Africa in their own way, and they're just doing it. You know, they just doing it. Your I think his name is Tabang Mulewa, if I'm not mistaken.
Leah
Him
from
and the
Selected
like,
TV.
your burnt onions, your all of those people, ne, that are making waves in their little corner of South Africa. If you just take what you've got and you're like, this is what I have. I don't know how to take it to the next level, but I've seen your work and I want to be where you are. Help me. I don't think that those people would turn them away and say, nah, because they've got their pulse so hard on South Africa. They proudly flying a South African flag. I don't think they want to let, or they'd allow anything to leave their hands or their site, um, with a South African brand on it and say, "Hey, Natis Pumakon." Because if my cousin is not looking smart and I am, I'm gonna fix that person before we go out in public. Because where I am, so are they. So that's all it takes. It's just this thing of, I don't understand how it passed so many hands, passed so many,
Yeah, I think it's
correct, it's
shocking.
right, go ahead. How?
Shocking. It's very shocking. But yeah. Yeah, but side note, the production guys probably won't help unless you pay them. Just correction to everybody watching.
100%, 100%.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Seriously.
They won't. Shame. Yeah. But they great
Not
guys
even with
though.
a like, Ntwana Zwagala, let me see what you got. Give you a
Yeah.
few tips.
No.
Yeah.
But where the move should have came in was the channel could have commissioned one of those production houses to do that.
There we go.
That's how that would have worked, basically. You
Yeah.
know. Yeah. I really believe that they should have done that. I really do.
I guess while that's happening, America's going through a breakup season. Everyone's suddenly breaking up and divorcing, and it's people like no one even expected.
Guys, how is Tiana Taylor and Iman divorcing? What is going, man?
Ironically, her caption was, "No, it's not because of infidelity," but now rumor has it knows that he just was swinging it everywhere. So now it's like, she tried her best to protect the situation.
No, but that's the rumor that she was trying to speak against, TK.
Yeah.
That's the rumor she was speaking against. She was just like, yo, it's not that. We straight.
She said it's not because of that.
Oh, what English are you trying to correct? What English are you highlighting?
She's saying, no, it has happened, but that's not the reason.
No, TK.
That's what she's saying.
Not that I was trying to catch it, I missed it. That's because of that. Not that it didn't happen, but it's not because of that. Who else is getting divorced? I read another one.
Who else is getting divorced? You mentioned like a few names.
Huh?
Yeah. And?
Yeah, so the Tiana Taylor one. Yeah, I saw the Tiana Taylor one. And then there's another one that I saw though. Oh, Young Jeezy and his wife.
Yes.
They were married for 2 years.
That one is interesting.
Yeah. I just
Young
forgot her name.
Jeezy is kind of
the host on The Voice. I think the
Yes,
voice. Show the voice.
The
Yeah.
View.
On
or
The
not
whatever.
The
View. The
Voice,
View.
the other one.
View. Excuse me. The View. She's
The
one of the hosts.
View,
Of The
yes.
View. I just forgot her
Ah,
name. Yeah, they divorcing as well.
damn. I
Man.
really hope that was working.
Yeah, they were
Basic,
so. That was so dope.
basically, the rule is if you want a successful relationship, don't have it in America.
I can believe that.
2 out of 3 here in this very room. Hi,
Oh
please.
gosh.
Sorry, man.
2 out of 3 already. South Africa is not doing very well. So don't come here either.
Don't come here either.
I mean, we're doing fairly better in South Africa. We believe in love. It's just our love has conditions.
No, we had a show called "I Believe in Love." I don't know about. I don't know about actually.
Nothing good about nah. Nope, nope, nope.
Last point. Thames is pregnant with Future's baby.
Oh no,
This
that's
is the
not
piece
true.
that you cannot buy.
That's not true. That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not. I don't think that's true.
You don't want to believe it's true,
I
or it's
don't
not
want to
true.
believe that's true. No, there's no
Ladies
way.
and gentlemen,
Pray
Calvin
to
is
God in
fighting
heaven
for
that
his,
it's not true.
for his
No
crush.
ways.
Oh,
That is not true. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. There's no way that's true. What?
I mean, like the philosopher Tim says, this is the piece that you cannot buy, right? So she's pregnant with Future's baby.
Did you see the clip where they asked Sierra, they asked Sierra how co-parenting with Future is, and she just laughed. She just laughed. She didn't answer. Like she didn't say it's cool. We working on like there's progress. It's progressive. There's growth. We struggle. She just outright laughed. I was like, wow, that's so crazy.
But
Like it's a joke. Like it's a joke.
what's confusing me is, or what I'm curious about is how smooth is Future? How is it that all these people he's been with look past what he's done or past the people he's been with, and they don't go, why are you just having sex with everyone raw? Like, what's going on here? And they look past it. How smooth are you that they forget that?
No, I think one thing when you have the confidence to pull up to a woman and say whatever, and then you've got a bank account of money that you can spend on top of that, those two things are very dangerous. Very. Because that's like his whole chat. Like he says he spends a lot of money on women. And it's his what, bad habit? Bad spending? Bad spending habit or bad habit. He spends a lot of money on women because it's his thing. It's like Aubrey's the same, Drake's the same. But that's why they're friends.
I was going to say that
But
doesn't warrant a woman giving it up raw. But then I was like, yeah, we've done it for less, so
there it is. That's my point. That's my point. Like women have done it for. He's cute. He's got a nice smile. He looks like he has a nice body. I like the way he's dressed. Minimum, like the bare minimum. So if he can speak well, engage in conversation, and has some interesting subject past the. I don't think Future could hold a solid conversation maybe with like a lawyer. But then again, half of the women in the streets don't.
What are you saying?
Nah?
Bro, what are you saying?
Huh?
With your chest, you just. Yo.
No, I'm just saying. No, my man's is good. But
this is how we end the show.
I don't know.
Like,
yeah. But yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. So I'm saying that
you're alone. We don't get anything. I get nothing. I get nothing. You're alone.
Look, I'm saying he could probably, run a conversation. As long as you have the confidence to speak. You know this thing with like guys from the township, like Ukasi. Guys in the township can speak. Like, and if he catches you, he'll catch you. You get me? If he catches you, you pull up with this gent, your friends will be so confused as to, Ellen, who did you just walk in with?
Bruh.
What is going on? That time my man can cook. So that's if a guy has a confidence to chat and then has money on top of that to spend, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very, very dangerous.
Yeah. Okay.
Women beware. Be very aware.
I like this topic. I'm going to use this whole topic is the promo.
Please don't take Future. I mess with my man. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Oh my gosh.
I mess with my guy. That's what I do.
You just said two things. I'm guessing. I'm second guessing you right now.
You're second guessing me.
I'm second guessing you.
What are you second guessing that I said?
First of all, and I mean we need to close, but I mean, like, first of all, you said if he had to engage with a lawyer, and I was like, whoa. Second of all, you said that you mess with your man.
Oh,
with that man.
Yeah,
I
no. I mess with Future. That's my dude. I mess with his music. I've never met him, so I can't say he's a dope gent. Never met him in my life. I respect him as an artist. I definitely do. What he's done in the pocket, what he's done is respectable, and goes down in the books. So when I speak about it, it's more like that. I don't condone the antics and how he moves. Very toxic gent. Unfortunately, it is what it is, right? It definitely is that. I can't speak on the fatherhood thing. Don't look. I mean, Sierra laughed, guys. She laughed.
I felt that, hey? Because we
I
laughed with her.
Sure. Because
we laughed with her. Everybody who's been through that, we laughed alongside her.
I'm like, let me hear her response. Let me hear what she says when she talks. She laughed,
that was the whole chat.
And that was it. Yeah,
that was the whole chat.
And when I said, I don't think Future can hold a conversation with a lawyer because it's like, when you surface shallow based, because like those are the things that excite you and that makes up your life. The places he probably has places with depth, but they probably also yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. The other podcast that I really, really enjoy watching.
Yeah, Dial and Discover.
I used to enjoy watching. Shits and Gigs, right? They said they were talking about how, but they were talking in terms of their height. It wasn't what they come with. They were talking in terms of their height and how they could bring down. Those are the words. They could bring down a very, very tall girl, right? Guys, trust me. Street sweeper, magistrate, street sweeper as a man, magistrate as a woman. If he knows how to do it, he's got that woman.
Yeah, look,
right? So it doesn't matter.
Impossible. Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. It's the conversation we kind of had with. I don't know if you're there. We were having the conversation with Michael at the birthday situation that we were all at. Right? It's like there's categories where women are concerned. That's the honest truth. Like you could be like great at this lower tier. You could be amazing. And even this lower tier, there's beautiful women in the lower tier. They are beautiful women.
Yeah.
And my brother, Future Nostradamus, has a type. He does. That's what I'm saying. Thames. No ways. No. Thames. Come on, Thames. Come on. Because even for Sierra, I think it's her Al. But with her and then it's her Al.
Okay.
Future is her Al.
Yeah.
But she took it with her chest and said, no, I will fix it because that's my L. Here's my W. Russell Wilson. You feel me? Come on now, somebody.
Let's go home.
It's
been a long day. Let's go home.
You guys are taking it too far. We're going to wrap this up. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up with this question. So, there is someone on TL who needs a tip or some level of advice for the rest of the spring, whether it's in connection to finances, relationships, clothing, whatever, health. They need to know what advice that is. What advice are you giving them?
I beg your pardon. I didn't hear the first part of the question.
There's some advice that you need to give to someone on your TL
Okay.
using this in the spring season, whether it's fashion, finance, relationships, health, and hygiene. They need to know what that is. We're not mentioning the names, but we're at least giving them advice. Put that in the comments and tell us what that is. I'll go first. Wear roll-on, carry roll-on. Just never go anywhere without roll-on in the spring. It's too hot. Guys, let's respect each other.
Oh.
We can't be walking in areas and going,
Guys, listen. Guys, if you don't put sunscreen, you're gonna wake up in January and you're gonna be dark. Gonna be darker than darker. Gonna have bad skin, gonna have terrible skin, you're gonna have it's gonna be bad. Please put sunscreen, and this is the one right here. And don't be ashy. Don't be ashy. We're gonna be swimming, we're gonna be in water. Don't be ashy. It's not cute. It ain't cute. Just because you're a guy. It's not. Carry one of these, put them in the bag. There we go. That's my advice.
The shorter the better. Hydrate.
Sorry,
Cranberry
what-
juice.
wait, go back.
Go
What did
back.
you say?
The shorter the better. What's that?
The shorter the not with men. With the clothes, guys. With clothing, the shorter the better. It's springtime. It's hot. You know, the shorter the better. Right? Let's breathe. Let the skin breathe. Things need to breathe. Let things out. The shorter the better.
I thought we changed men with the seasons like a spring. The shorter the better.
Okay, we're having too much fun. Are you done, Ellen?
No, I was rudely interrupted and I have such important stuff to say. The shorter the better. Hydrate. Lots of water. I'm talking to women now. Shorter the better. Hydrate. Cranberry juice is your best friend.
Yeah.
Now you see you guys. Yeah, but for now, shorter, better. But that one I'll save. It's like after 9, over 18.
Yes.
There's no
But I agree with it. Yes. It's the one. I agree with it. We like it too. So
I'm in a room where I can't agree, but it's been good. I can't say that loud. Calvin, take us home.
Shout out to everybody for watching. Please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, and continue to follow us. Thank you very much for your support. We really enjoy engaging with you guys in the comments and even on social media as well, where we pose all the questions and stuff. Excuse me. Please be safe. Stay safe. It's spring now. Operation time. It's outside time. Rumor has it that there's a thing in the air and it's back. But I keep asking, where did it come from? Where did it go? Go on holiday or what? But otherwise, be safe. So this was before your weekend. We talk about the week before it ends. One time.
Thank you, guys. And wash your balls. Bye.
Wow.